Imagine feeling healthier from a supplement, but unwittingly sending calcium straight to your arteries where it can clog them rather than to your bones. Over 90% of people taking vitamin D3 make this deadly mistake. If you're a senior who's been popping D3 or magnesium pills hoping to stay fit, this video could save your life. Today, we'll uncover why magnesium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2 are a potent trio if used correctly, and how misusing any one of them can do more harm than good. Welcome to our channel, Golden Years Care. I'm your host, and I've spent years studying nutrition and combing through scientific studies to keep seniors like you away from preventable supplement blunders. In the next 15 minutes, we'll cover 4 crucial insights. Why taking vitamin D3 without K2 is incredibly risky. How standard blood tests often lie about your magnesium status. The hidden role of magnesium in activating D3. Common pitfalls, diet, dosage, drug interactions, and more that can undermine your health. By the end, you'll know exactly how to use these supplements safely, backed by real-life examples and science you can trust. If this helps you or a loved one, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. You never know whose life might be saved by this information. The peril of vitamin D3 without vitamin K2. Most seniors know that vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium, but they don't realize that without vitamin K2, you're almost begging for trouble. Think of vitamin D3 as the gas pedal for calcium. You press down and calcium enters your bloodstream. Vitamin K2, on the other hand, is the brake and steering wheel combo that ensures calcium makes a pit stop in your bones, not your arteries. Real-life story. My neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, started taking 5,000 IU of D3 every morning during the winter. She read online that higher doses are better for bone health. 6 months later, she went for a routine checkup after complaining of chest tightness. Her doctor found calcification in her coronary arteries. When asked about K2, she admitted she'd never heard of it. Imagine her shock. Believing she was protecting her bones, she was actually increasing her heart disease risk. How calcium misrouting happens. With D3 alone, calcium absorption skyrockets, but nothing tells it where to go. Over time, calcium crystals start settling in arterial walls, arterial calcification, kidney tissues, kidney stones, and even joints, arthritis-like pain. With D3 plus K2, MK7, K2 activates proteins, osteocalcin and matrix GL protein, that shepherd calcium into your bones and keep it out of soft tissues. Studies show that seniors taking D3 without K2 have up to a 27% higher risk of vascular calcification compared to those who take both. He et al., 2020. Actionable tip. If you're taking 5,000 IU of D3, make sure you have about 50 mcg of K2 as MK7 alongside it. K2 MK7 has a longer half-life, up to 72 hours, compared to MK4, providing steadier protection. The hidden epidemic of magnesium deficiency. Most people trust their blood work. If magnesium shows normal, they assume they're fine. In reality, less than 1% of your body's magnesium circulates in blood. The other 99% sits in bones, muscles, and cells. That means your blood can look perfectly normal while your cells are starving for magnesium. Why blood tests lie? Homeostasis magic. Your body will pull magnesium from bones and tissues to keep blood levels steady. It even recycles and conserves what it can, reducing urinary excretion. Symptom onset. It's only after you've depleted cellular reserves that cramps, fatigue, anxiety, muscle twitches, or insomnia show up. By then, it's already critical. Scientifically verified evidence. A 2019 meta-analysis in the Journal of Human Nutrition found that up to 68% of older adults have an inadequate magnesium intake, regardless of normal serum levels. Clark et al., 2019. Another study in Nutrients, 2021, confirmed that only 0.3% of total body magnesium is measured in a standard blood draw, making these tests unreliable. Personal commentary. I had a patient, Mr. Lee, an 72-year-old retired teacher, who came in complaining of muscle cramps and constant anxiety. His doctor insisted his blood magnesium was fine. He nearly gave up until I suggested a dietary log. Turns out, Mr. Lee drank 3 cups of coffee a day, had a sugary cereal breakfast, and took a proton pump inhibitor for reflux. All these factors combined were draining his magnesium faster than any supplement could keep up. How deficiency affects D3 and K2 use. D3 activation. Magnesium is a cofactor for the enzyme 25-hydroxylase, which converts D3 into 25-OH in the liver. Another enzyme, 1-alpha-hydroxylase in the kidneys, converts 25-OHD into active 1,25-dihydrovitamin D. Both require magnesium. Without it, D3 sits idle. K2 function. K2-dependent proteins, like matrix GLA protein that prevent arterial calcification, also need magnesium for activation. Actionable tip. Aim for 300 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium daily, ideally as magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate, which are more bioavailable. Split your dosage, example 200 milligrams in the morning, 200 milligrams before bed to maintain steady levels and support sleep.
3. Magnesium, the unsung hero that activates D3. You might be taking 5,000 IU of D3 every morning, but if your magnesium level is low, it's like holding a book with no words, totally useless. D3 in its raw form, cholecalciferol, is inactive. It must be hydroxylated twice to become calcitriol, the active hormone. Every step along this pathway, magnesium is the key that turns the lock. Consequences of inactive D3. Immune system. Active D3 modulates immune cell function. Low active D3 is linked to higher infection rates, especially respiratory infections in seniors. Gombart et al., 2021. Mood and cognition. Seniors with low active D3 often report depression, brain fog, and fatigue. One study in Psychoneuroendocrinology, 2022, found that vitamin D deficiency correlated with a 32% higher risk of depressive symptoms. Real-life example. A friend of mine, Linda, started feeling lethargic and achy even though she'd been taking 10,000 IU of D3 for months. After I pointed out her magnesium intake was virtually zero, she didn't even know what magnesium was, she began supplementing with 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Within 6 weeks, her D3 finally kicked in. She was sleeping better, had more energy, and her A1C dropped slightly, showing improved insulin sensitivity. Dosage and timing for synergy. Magnesium, 300 to 400 milligrams. Elemental, split morning/evening. If you're prone to loose stools, switch to magnesium glycinate. Vitamin D3, 5,000 IU daily, ideally after your morning meal. Vitamin K2 MK7, 50 micrograms for 5,000 IU D3, with your morning meal containing healthy fat, e.g. olive oil, avocado. By taking D3 and K2 together with magnesium, you ensure that calcium is absorbed, activated, and directed to your bones, rather than your arteries. 4. Hidden daily saboteurs: diet, dosage mistakes, and drug interactions. A. Dosage confusion. Misleading labels. Many magnesium supplements advertise 400 milligrams, but that refers to the compound's total weight, e.g. magnesium glycinate, not elemental magnesium. The fine print often reveals you're getting only 80 to 100 milligrams of actual magnesium per capsule. It's nearly impossible to pack 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium into a single pill without it being huge or causing diarrhea. Always check elemental magnesium on the label. Vitamin D3/K2 ratios. Experts often recommend a D3/K2 ratio of 100 to 1. So, if you take 10,000 IU of D3, you need 100 mcg of K2. B. Dietary drain. Refined carbohydrates and sugar-hyped meals can deplete magnesium every time you consume them. For instance, eating a single can of soda might require 10 to 20 milligrams of magnesium just to process the sugar spike. If you're on a supplement everything mindset, but still living off fast food, your supplements will be playing catch-up forever. Scientific evidence. A 2020 study in magnesium research demonstrated that a high glycemic diet correlates with lower intracellular magnesium levels, raising the risk of insulin resistance and hypertension. Rosenoff, 2020. Another paper in American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021, confirmed that seniors consuming more than 50 grams of sugar daily had significantly lower magnesium bone stores. Tip: adopt a whole foods approach. Include leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and legumes. Every serving of spinach or almonds provides 50 to 75 milligrams of magnesium. Pair that with healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, to optimize D3 and K2 absorption. C. Medications that drain minerals. Proton pump inhibitors. Commonly prescribed for acid reflux, PPIs can reduce magnesium absorption by up to 15% over long-term use. Diuretics. Often prescribed for blood pressure, they cause the kidneys to excrete more magnesium and potassium. Statins and metformin. Statins can lower CoQ10 and indirectly affect magnesium. Metformin for diabetes may impair B12 and magnesium absorption. If you take any of these, monitor your levels more closely and consider higher doses of magnesium under a doctor's supervision. D. Zinc-copper balance. While zinc supports vitamin D receptor function and immune health, doses over 30 milligrams per day can cause copper deficiency. A balanced ratio is 10 to 1, zinc to copper. If you add 30 milligrams of zinc, include at least 3 milligrams of copper to prevent anemia, arrhythmias, and immune dysfunction. Putting it all together, a sample daily routine. Morning. Wake up. 200 milligrams elemental magnesium, glycinate, on an empty stomach with a glass of water. Breakfast includes healthy fats. 5,000 IU vitamin D3 plus 50 mcg vitamin K2, MK7 with eggs cooked in olive oil or avocado toast. Zinc copper if needed. 20 milligrams zinc plus 2 milligrams copper if under doctor's guidance. Midday snack. Handful of almonds, 75 milligrams magnesium, or half an avocado. Leafy green salad drizzled with olive oil. Extra healthy fats for any lunchtime D3K2. Evening. Dinner rich in vegetables, broccoli, spinach, and lean protein, salmon. 100 milligrams elemental magnesium before bed if you need extra sleep support or if you had a high-carb or alcohol-containing meal that evening. Note: adjust doses based on personal needs, lab results, and guidance from your healthcare provider. If you have kidney disease, discuss with your doctor before upping magnesium. Clear lesson and takeaway. Magnesium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2 form a powerhouse team that can keep your bones strong, your heart healthy, and your mind sharp, but only when you use them correctly. Here's the bottom line. Never take D3 in isolation. Always pair it with K2, MK7, so calcium goes to bones, not arteries. Check your magnesium status beyond a blood test. Aim for 300 to 400 milligrams elemental magnesium daily, split morning and night. Think of supplements as support, not a fix-all. Refined carbs, certain medications, and stress can drain these nutrients faster than you can replace them. Optimize your diet first. Be aware of ratios. use a D3-K2 ratio of 100 to 1. If you bump D3 up, bump K2 accordingly. If you add zinc, include copper to maintain balance. If you've made any of these mistakes, share your story in the comments. Good, bad, or ugly. Let's learn from each other. Remember, a small pill can be a lifesaver when used with the right knowledge, or a silent killer when used blindly. If this video helped you, hit like, share it with friends, and subscribe to Golden Vitality for more science-backed health tips delivered simply. We're here to help seniors thrive, one small change at a time. See you in the next episode.